Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. In this video, I'm going to show you guys a couple of cool books that were actually sent over to me unexpectedly by a subscriber of the channel. Someone that I actually sent some books to didn't even give me a heads up. They just sent me an AOK in return for an AOK that I sent them. So it was completely unexpected. There are a couple of other books that I'll share with you, or a couple of packages, I should say. One of them contains, I think, at least one book. Another contains possibly one or two books. I'm honestly not sure because I haven't really dug into them. I just kind of cut the boxes open. So we'll look at that. And then I'm also going to give you an opportunity to add a really cool comic to your collection. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. So the first AOK is really cool. This is really cool. It was really unexpected because I had no advance notice that it was actually going to be sent to me. So I want to read you this letter. It says, Reggie, I wanted to say thank you for sending the Amazing Spider-Man comics my way. As a small token of thanks, I wanted to send you a few books that I'm sure that you don't have in your collection. These are books I personally worked on. Hard stop. Books he personally worked on. That is really, really cool. He said, I did the interior covers on some of the books, and on the other two, I only colored the covers. Thanks for all that you do for the community. And this actually came, and I want to make sure I get this right, Robert Snyder. Robert Snyder is who sent this to me, and his Instagram says, I color stuff and things and junk. I color stuff and things and junk. That is what Robert Snyder does. He hooked me up, and it honestly is a really, really, really nice AOK. And I'll explain why in a couple of moments. So he sent over to me The Phantom #1. This is from King Dynamite, guest starring Mandrake. This is really cool. So this is the book that he actually did the interior for, and I think the cover as well. It wasn't quite clear from the letter, but I think he did the entire book on this one. This is issue #1. I actually had a chance to read it. I actually enjoyed it. I've always been curious about the Phantom, and this was a perfect excuse for me to actually read a Phantom comic, and so I'm definitely appreciative of that. It's actually a pretty interesting character, and so much so that I actually went back and read the original Gold Key Phantom #1. That too was actually really good, and so it's one of those things where you're curious about a character and you just never get around to reading them, and then you do, and you're like, this is actually really good. And that's happened a couple of times as of late, like with Flash. You guys know that, but this is a really cool cover. This one's cool. This is again the Phantom, but #2. And the colors are just really cool on this one. You have the Phantom in the background. You have Mandrake in like the foreground. I mean, it's actually really well done. I mean, it's almost like 4 levels to this. So there's a person here. I don't know who this is. This is Mandrake that's standing closer to the Phantom. And then you have the Phantom, and then there's someone behind the Phantom. I mean, it's really, really well done. I mean, it's a gorgeous cover. So, Robert, brother, well done on that one. He also sent this one over. This is the Phantom issue #4. Another cool one. I don't think I've reached this one. I think I read issues 1 through 3 so far, and then I went and read the original Phantom. This one I have not read, but this is actually a really cool cover. So these next two are the ones that he's done the covers for. So this is G.I. Joe issue #21, that from IDW. That's a cool cover. That is a cool cover right there. Well done, sir. And this one is Ghoul Scouts. Ghoul Scouts, I think is what that says. This is issue #4. And I want to say that this is like the first time that I've ever received comics from an actual creator in the industry. So that was really cool. Again, it was completely unexpected. It was a character that I had never, that I've heard of, but I never really read about. And so it was really cool. I spent some time digging into it and actually enjoyed it, and may actually go out and get Phantom #1, because it's actually not as expensive as I thought that it might be. So I might actually pick that book up, to be honest with you. Maybe I should have picked it up before I said it in a video. All right. So this next one, this is something from Jason. Jason Freeman sent this one over to me. Do I know what this is? Let's open this one up and see if I know what this is. Yes, I do. So I actually bought this book off of Jason. He put it up on Instagram. I saw it. We were able to work out a nice deal for it. And it is actually an upgrade to a book that I had. I immediately passed my book back to the comic book community before this one even showed up. Someone got a pretty good deal on that one. I actually put it up on Instagram, and it sold probably in 15 minutes. It was gone. And then I was waiting for this one to come in. This one is clearly a higher grade than the one that I had. So this is Amazing Spider-Man #41, the first appearance of the Rhino. This one definitely has some wear on the spine, but the other version that I had actually received it kind of sort of free. I did an auction, and someone basically kind of threw it into the stack of books that I purchased. And it was beat. It was a beat copy. This one is actually nice compared to that one. So Jason, thank you, brother, for hooking me up. Definitely a cool book to have in the collection. And a little bit of a clean impress. And this bad boy will be super nice. So shout out to you for that. Thank you, brother. All right, so this next one from Brian. I don't know what this one is. So I've kind of cut the box open. He's taped it down here with some blue tape. Painter's tape, you guys know I'm a fan of that. There is a letter. I typically ask people to include a letter just so I can kind of connect the dots with people, because I sometimes forget between the conversation that I have with somebody, or the email, or the direct message, and then by the time the package arrives, and then by the time I actually open the package and film it, there's some time there. So Reggie, as I said in my email, thank you so much for the work that you do for the community. You did a video on this book about a year ago, and it has put me on the hunt for it since then. To date, I have found 4, but only 3 are worth purchasing. Not once have I seen anyone list this book as a second printing, which it is. Interesting. I was just at Baltimore Comic Con and got my best copy signed by Zek and Betty. You guys are going to fix me. You guys are going to correct me on that. Unfortunately, it came back at a 9.6 white pages. You can't win them all. Take a look at the CGC and see how few of these exist graded. It is uncanny, especially since the first prints seem to be going up in price. I wanted to give you a copy. I know it's not a 9.8, but it's my way of saying thank you for putting me on the hunt and constantly giving us great information on the comic book world. I look forward to many more years of your videos and great content. Keep up the great work, and I will keep watching. Even though I don't make it to your live streams, I always catch up on them. And this comes from Brian. Brian, thank you, brother. I definitely appreciate that. And I honestly have no clue what this book is. I have no clue. And I remember that email. I think he said something like, I'm not going to tell you what it is because I want you to be surprised. I actually dig that. I say the same thing to people. I'm like, I'm going to give you something, but I'm not going to tell you what it is because you have to have fun. So he taped this thing down with some solid technique using his blue tape. I absolutely love that. Getting it separated here. So let's see what this is. Oh, there we go. Here we go. That's what he sent me. He sent me The Secret Wars #1. I'm guessing this is the one with the correctly printed Galactus on the inside. That is my guess. Let's open it up and see. Let's see what this one is, because this is not an easy book to find at all. If this is what I think that it is the second print. Down at the bottom, the masthead, this thing absolutely has some white pages. Those are some crispy white pages, and there you go. Very, very nice. That is cool. That is the correctly colored Galactus. And many of these, what you see is a blue and white Galactus. This one is the correctly colored, I can't speak today, correctly covered Galactus. And it is indeed a second print. Thank you, brother. I definitely appreciate that. I actually did find a copy of this, but only one copy. And I've been to places like multiple states looking for this book. And I want to say I actually found my copy in Texas. I was in Texas. I went to a strip mall comic shop and found the book there. But this one is a nice copy. It is not a 9.8, but it does not matter. This thing will be pressed and it will be fantastic. Brian, thank you very much, brother. I'm telling you, this is not an easy book to find. It is not easy to find this book at all. It is second print, correctly colored Galactus. Telling you, Brian, you hooked it up, brother. All right, so I think that is all that I was going to open up. But as I mentioned, I wanted to give you guys a chance to pick up a really cool book of your own. And we are going to do that because it is technically still around Halloween. I'm going to offer this book up to you. It is Black Cat Mystery number 43. Black Cat Mystery number 43. This is a cool book. How dare you defy taboos and face the devil drums. This is a cool book. It is Black Cat Mystery number 43, 3.0 cream to off-white pages. This book was published in 1953. Definitely a cool book. And if you are interested in adding this book to your collection, all you have to do is head over to the community tab. And when you are there, you look for a post in which I'm talking about this book. You look for the link to go to MailChimp. You click on that link, you go to MailChimp, and you type in 3 pieces of information. 2 of those pieces of information are related to you, and one of them is the phrase that I'm about to give you. You plug that phrase in, and then you tune in to the Ready, Set, Go preview show, which airs Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time to find out if you're the winner. The phrase is Phantom. Phantom is the phrase that will put you in the running for this particular book. And we are going to give a huge shout out to Robert Snyder again. Phantom. Oh, not even on there. Phantom. For hooking me up and putting me on to the Phantom. So if you're interested in picking up this Black Cat, that's all you have to do. And we simply ask that you be a subscriber of the channel, resident of the United States, a resident of Canada, or have a mailing address in the United States. That's basically it. If you do those things, if you fit that category, you can add this book to your collection. With that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch. Huge shout out to everyone who hooked me up with these awesome books. If you guys need to reach out to me, feel free to do so at RegieCollects on Instagram. And if you need me, just look for me because I'm not too hard to find. Take care.